Alright, guys, good morning, or good night, or good afternoon, just good day, you know? Anyways, today we're talking about taking risks. And as an artist, I have never actually taken a risk up until the other day. Like, a couple days ago, which is crazy. Yeah, I've never actually taken a risk until a few days ago. I wrote this down earlier while I was in between my work and school. I have to remember where my house is actually. I shouldn't go too far. Anyways, I wrote down that I risked my mind, my body, and my soul just for a simple assignment in my photography class. And now that I actually wouldn't classify it as a simple assignment. Also, I don't know why I picked this place to make a house. Nothing's around. Yeah, I wouldn't actually classify it as a simple assignment. Nothing is ever simple in art, in art world. But at least for me, it wasn't simple. The assignment was to create a tableau photo. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's creating a scene from scratch, and you're able to just control every little thing within. I'll keep that actually within the photo or within the scene. And yeah, that's what a tableau is. I could go into the history of it, but to be frank with you, I don't really know the history. I know like that tableaus became a thing after like this one painter, David, I think his name is. I just learned about him and what a tableau was like a few weeks ago because we just finished the assignment like a couple days ago. Anyways, getting off track. Yeah, tableau is creating a scene. I really can't play and talk at the same time, can I? A tableau is creating a scene within a photograph, and you're able to control every little thing in the scene, and you're doing it with intentionality, basically. So keep that in mind for when I explain everything. I feel like I don't know where I am. Where's... Okay. Oh, there's a hut. I just really want spruce wood, which I think is over here. Yes. Right, okay. Yes, okay. Anyways. Yeah, the first idea that came to my mind for this assignment, was to photograph my vintage Spider-Man action figure that I got at an antique store, and I'll show a picture of it right here. But that was my first idea, was to create a picture with that Spider-Man action figure and make it feel comical, funny, action-packed in a way. And that was my like simple, easygoing idea, and I actually immediately shot that down. I shot that idea down because I just didn't want to go the easy route this time. I wanted to challenge myself for this assignment. So I'm glad that I shot that idea down, because the end result that came from what I did go with was way more rewarding than I ever thought could happen, you know? So, in all transparency, no pun intended when I say this, I am trans, and I feel like I don't really need to go much further to explain that. But yeah, I'm trans, and what I chose to do for the assignment does have to do with me being trans in my identity and all that good stuff, all that good stuff that makes me me. I wish I wrote this better, because I wrote this really quickly, and when I write quick, my handwriting is not good. Yeah, anyways, this next idea did have to do with the concept of me being the concept of me being trans, but just me being trans. And let me set the scene for you. So I'm standing in front of my bathroom mirror, looking back at myself in a tenderly somber way. And then there's clothes scattered all over the environment of the bathroom. The clothes are ranging from like dresses to flannels to t-shirts to a tie to a bra. It's just like feminine clothing all the way to like masculine clothing, and that was basically symbolism for my transition in a materialistic manner. And then I also was able to check out these tube lights, because I'm also in a studio lighting class, and I had this like gradient of like blue to pink lighting, where the blue lighting was like much more, it was like more prominent than the other colors, to just show how masculinity has been president has been present throughout my life ever since I came out. But then how the pink light is there because it showcases how my femininity is and always will be a part of me. And that's like me taking from my artist statement. Like, that's exactly what I said when I introduced my piece to everyone, which I'll get into a little bit later. But anyways, and then I'm shirtless, and I'm wearing my binding tape. And yeah, there's also my actual roll of tape on like the sink on the counter, and I've also got a pair of scissors on the counter as well near that. Oh my goodness, I should just go mining, cause this is not cutting it for me. Yeah, and then like that's me at my core. That's me in my most vulnerable state. And even my professor said this, how during our critique, like, the way that the scene is set is just very intimate, since I'm in a very intimate setting due to me being in my bathroom and everything. And anyways, yeah. I've never shown myself in such a vulnerable way, like to the public, to like so many people, yet alone for a photography assignment or for schoolwork, and I've just never really thought that I would do something like this, and I'm glad that I did. I went through with this idea because I had this feeling of, I guess, uncomfortableness, and I just knew that I had to follow that feeling. So I took photos across a span of like 3 to 4 days, and I took the photos across a span of like about 3 to 4 days due to like work and school and just being busy with like a lot of stuff. And also like the original bathroom that I wanted to shoot in, that area of the house flooded, unfortunately. So we are still dealing with that. That didn't really stop me from wanting to continue on with everything. And then I eventually got to the photo that I wanted. Okay, let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sorry, I cannot count and do this at the same time. Okay. So then, after getting that photo, my silly little friend called anxiety started to creep into my body, my mind, just everything. I was just anxious every time I had to show up to class to edit that photo, like go through all the photos that I took and then try to choose the one that I really wanted to work on and edit, and then just having it on the screen, that was just scary in itself. Cause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cause I just didn't know how people would react. Just seeing that on a screen, seeing me on a screen, which I know is just my fear, but it was scary overall. Cause I haven't really told anybody at that school, like like that I'm trans, you know. So that was scary. But it was fine. I would work on the photo at home sometimes to just relieve my mind. Is this a hey Armadillo? Where is a cave, guys? I totally okay, is that a cave right there? I hope so. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I would just edit the photo sometimes at home to just feel more relieved and safe. But of course I would still edit in class so that I had something to do. But yeah, my professor eventually saw me working on it and was asking me about it. It was giving me tips on like the lighting and now I'm forgetting photography terms. Composition. There you go. And composition and everything like that, and it was helpful. I'm really grateful for my professor. I love him. Great guy. I love how silly goofy he is. Anyways, I'll talk more about him in later or in another video. I think I actually will talk about him a little bit later. But yeah, where am I? I forgot that we were gonna be making big ass prints of the photos that we took. Just one print, but like they were gonna be big. Oh my goodness. I can't. Okay, that's fine. Do I have more? Yes, I do. Okay. I should just put this here. Okay. I'm gonna. Ooh, okay. I can't keep fighting creepers, guys. I can keep doing that. Don't tell me that there's. Okay. We're fine. Anyways, yeah, I forgot that we were gonna be making large prints of the photo that we took. We made 16 inches by 20 inches feet. Wait, yeah, 16 by 20 prints. One print. I keep saying prints, but it was just one big print. But we did make mini prints, which were just normal 8.5 by 11 size papers. But yeah, I forgot about that. And, you know, that was really silly of me to forget. But that just made me feel more ready, or feel more what's the word? I don't know, but I just felt a little more comfortable, yeah, but also I just felt more sure of what I wanted to show people, knowing that it would be so large and just put on blast for everyone to see, because that photo means a lot to me now that I made it, and I'm glad that I made it. I would show you guys, but I don't want to do that just yet. Okay, why? Okay. Don't judge my Minecraft skills right now. I can't play at the same time and talk. I've learned that just through these past 2 videos. I will get better. Trust. I'm a quick learner. Anyways, yeah. So our critique day comes, and it's the first time. Oh wait. So our critique day comes, and it's the first time that I don't volunteer to go during like the first round of people who want to show off their work. I feel like I'm usually one of the first people to show work, but sorry, I'm locking in on trying to kill this creeper. Okay, come. Nice. Yes, kill that zombie for me, but actually don't. Okay, cool. Guys, what would you think if I played this world on peaceful? Because I can't. I truly cannot. Oh. I cannot do this. I cannot. Okay, maybe mining off camera would be good for me. As silly as that sounds, as stereotypical that is, I might have to do that, because I just can't talk and mine at the same time. But I can build and talk, and I don't have. Okay, fine. Anyways, yeah. So I don't volunteer to go during the second round. Wait, I don't volunteer to go during the first round, but I do go during the second round of people, and I asked to go first because nobody else wants to. But I hesitated. Everybody hesitated, but I hesitated to even like raise my hand to go first. And yeah. So I read my artist statement, and I say the thing about the lights and everything else about the photo and the context and blah blah blah, you know. And then it's on for everyone to just discuss my work, to critique me. But there was silence. There was silence for like a solid 2 straight minutes, and eventually somebody spoke up about the lighting, and they said how cool it was, how they found it cool at first, but then once I started to talk about what it actually meant, they were like, oh, that's even cooler than I thought it was. And I was like, thank you. I said thank you, like, really quietly, because I didn't know how to respond. But I said thank you. And then somebody else, somebody else commented on how interesting it was with all the context in the photo and how intentional and intricate everything was placed. And I also said thank you to that, because I just, once again, didn't know how to respond to that. But I appreciated the comments. Yeah. But then everyone else was silent. And I felt like I made the room uncomfortable, but also what is art if it makes people comfortable, you know? So then my instructor asked me questions, and then I eventually say how uncomfortable I actually am in the moment. And then he proceeds to give us a lecture on that. Because he was like he was actually saying like how I probably didn't want to make this photo in the first place, or like it wasn't my first choice. And I was like, yeah, it really wasn't. And I talked about that and just how it made me feel as an artist, but as an individual too. But yeah, he said that the feeling of uncomfortability is how we thrive as artists and just how we grow as people as well. And that's how we create great ideas and how we get an audience to sit down and listen to what we're trying to say. Not just as artists, but as people. Like, this can apply to anyone and everything, you know? Sorry, I'm trying to get... I feel like I didn't make any... I didn't really make any difference. Did I? What did I do, dog? Okay, whatever. It's fine. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. It's okay, I'll fix it. It's okay. I'll expand later. This is more important, me talking. Being uncomfortable and taking risks and doing what other people usually don't want to do is how we get them to listen. And yeah, I totally agree with him on that. And I will take that advice to heart now. And I'm gonna give credit where it's due. He's responsible for how this photo turned out. Like, not for how it turned out, because that was all me actually. But like, me wanting to make this photo was because of him, and him talking about uncomfortability before, and just taking risks and just doing what feels right, you know? So yeah. And then eventually after class, one of my peers comes up to me and they thank me. They thank me for being so open and vulnerable. And they even said how I inspired them. Sorry, I gotta lock in to do this. I gotta lock in on making stairs apparently. Okay. They thank me for being so open and vulnerable, and they even said how I inspired them to just be themselves more. This is ugly. Hold on. I don't like this. No, because that's too low. What? Apparently I forgot how to build. Building is like one of my strong suits in Minecraft, so that can't happen. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, anyways. And yeah, I've just never received such praise. I guess I would call it. I don't know, I've never received praise, so I actually don't know. But yeah, it was just nice to hear that I could be an inspiration to someone, and it's honestly it's such an honor to just know that I could make somebody feel that way, just feel more comfortable being themselves. Yeah, I inspired them to be themselves in general and in art making, which is a huge one, especially for someone that's an artist, I guess. Okay, why do I not know how to make a house anymore? That's okay. This is just a starter house. But yeah, it really does mean a lot when someone looks up to you and they appreciate your work on a deeper level, and not just how you, the artist, interpret it, but how they interpret it. That was really heartwarming, to say the least. All that to say is to just take risks, lean into the uncomfortable choices and ideas, because you may never know who will appreciate that. Because what is being an artist if not taking risks? And I believe that applies to all of life, not just to an artist's life, but to just everything. If I just played it safe and took pictures of Spider-Man doing like a web slinging pose, honestly, that would look really cool. And I would enjoy making that. But also, I enjoyed making this, and it just wouldn't have any depth and realness to the photo, and I wouldn't have challenged myself artistically, or I wouldn't have challenged my peers in a social and emotional way. So all I'm trying to say is to just take risks, being comfortable, create the things that matter to you, and just be yourself. So yeah, that's all I got for tonight. I will finish this roof. And then I'll end this video for tonight and today for, I don't know. It's late. I'm tired. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. You know why I can't build a roof? Wait, no, that looks good. Okay, that looks good. This looks weird because of this. And because, okay. It was just me. It was me this whole time. Of course it was me this whole time. But yeah, hopefully that helped you guys in one way or another. I know that what my professor talked about earlier really helped me look at things in a different way, and it's really challenging me to just do new things. Saying yes to things that I wouldn't have originally said yes to, and that'll probably be a separate video too, which is saying yes saying yes when it matters is probably going to be the next video. Oops. Okay. I think I got the hang of it. Cool. Yes. Amazing. Look at that beauty. Let's not mind the big gap between the roof and the actual house. I'll fill that in. I'll do that right now, actually. I don't have enough stuff. Wait. Okay, I'll do this. Oh, no, I got something. Wait, okay. I need to get rid of this. Also, yes, this is normally how I play Minecraft, with a messy inventory for the first few nights. First few days. We could do boop. And then we could do boop. Okay. Oh, okay. How does that look? That looks great so far. I could use a little bit of an overhang on the sides, but other than that, it's looking great. Okay, guys, we're making progress slowly but surely. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, I changed my skin back to my old skin. I know that you guys never saw my old skin, so this is my new skin, but it's actually my old skin. But I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. Okay. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys. I hope that you guys have a great night or a great morning or whatever you're doing right now. Be you, be yourself, stay kind, take care, and have a good night. See ya.